This video has a like goal. Helping this video achieve it will grant you something just as spectacular as the One Piece treasure. Full details at the end of the video.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring you what if Ace, Luffy and Sabo all joined under the same crew, part 7. So it's been a while since any parts have been out, so like always I'm advising to go back and watch previous episodes just so you can catch yourself up. But if you don't want to do that, I have also done a what if Ace, Luffy and Sabo join the same crew East Blue Saga recap. That's like very brief summary of what has happened so far. So if you need to refresh your mind in any shape or form, I've advised the following for you, but with that said and done, I am now going to dive right in. So the part starts off with Sabo and Luffy outside. Sabo is looking over the charts while Luffy is sitting on the head of the Merry observing the view. They both go back inside and Sabo explains to the whole crew what they have to do to get to the Grand Line. Everyone is pretty cool with what is being said, but Zoro does question can they trust the map, seeing as how they don't know if it's even real. Zoro also mentions why can't they just enter through the south, but before Sabo has a chance to answer, Ace mentions he can hear something weird outside. The whole crew go outside but don't see anything. Sabo will realize there is no one and start to panic, telling the whole crew they need to start rowing now. Everyone starts to question why they should do that. Sabo starts to explain what calm belts are when out pops a Neptunian. Everyone panics and readies the rowers, but the Neptunian throws them back in the direction they needed to go. The red line comes into view and shortly after the entrance to the canal, Sanji and Sabo take up steering the Merry and are able to keep it on course as they get pulled into the canal. With no trouble whatsoever, the ASL pirates make it up Reverse Mountain. As they make their way down, they can hear a banging sound. Zoro's the first to question about it, with the rest of the crew agreeing they can hear it too. This will be followed up by Sanji saying he thinks he can see a mountain up ahead. The banging stops and is replaced by a loud bellowing sound. Sabo will respond to Sanji saying that's impossible, ahead should be open seas. As they get further down, they finally realize the source of the noise is Laboon. The whole crew starts to panic, wondering what they should do. Luffy suggests fighting. Sanji comments on its size while Zoro mentions there's an opener up ahead and that they should run. Everyone agrees, so Sanji and Sabo try to steer the ship away from Laboon. They narrowly make it through the gap, which results in the head of the Merry breaking off and falling on board. Having come accustomed to using that as a seat, Luffy gets mad, comes forward and hits Laboon with a gum pistol to the eye. It does 0 damage, but it sure does get its attention. Luffy is calling out Laboon to fight. Sabo and Ace hit Luffy for being stupid, but it's too late. Laboon opens its mouth in an attempt to swallow the ASL pirates along with the Merry whole. Ace shouts, "Abandon ship!" Luffy is thrown overboard. The Merry is shown going down while Luffy is shown attempting to save himself from being swallowed. As Laboon closes his mouth, Ace and Sabo can be seen on either side of the twin capes. Sabo is the first to ask if Ace thinks if anybody got out, to which he says, "Well, I don't see any of them." Sabo replies, "So what do we do now?" Ace answers, "I guess we're gonna have to get them out." Sabo sighs before saying, "I knew you was gonna say that, but I was hoping you had a better answer." Ace laughs before saying, "Nope, sorry, but don't worry about it. This is a little bit of a scale up to what we used to deal with as kids." Sabo says, "A little bit?" Yeah, right. Inside Laboon, we find out that the Merry, Sanji and Zoro are fine. They are both shocked by their surroundings and are in complete disbelief. A giant squid appears out of nowhere, but before Sanji and Zoro can deal with it, harpoons appear, killing it with ease. They both look in the direction they came from as Crocus walks out of his house, revealing himself. Please note that although it's never stated or shown, I believe there should be at least a few more doors in addition to the one Luffy usually enters through and the one the Merry exits through. This should be in case of emergencies. In this what if, Luffy doesn't enter through the same one he does within the original story. Crocus reels in the squid, notices Sanji and Zoro and ignores them. This pisses Sanji off. First he addresses the fact that Crocus just really ignored him before going on to say he shouldn't do that and even if he's an old man he would kick his ass. Crocus responds, "If we fight, one of us will die." Sanji will respond to this the same way, saying who would that be. Crocus will still give the same answer, and feeling like he's being trolled, Sanji would take this as the last straw and attempt to jump off the Merry to fight Crocus, but Zoro would be holding him back. Zoro calms him down before addressing Crocus himself. Zoro asks Crocus to tell him who he is and tell him where they are. Crocus responds that it's common courtesy to introduce yourself first before asking questions, to which Zoro agrees. However, before Zoro can introduce himself, Crocus introduces himself first. Taking this as a trolling moment, Zoro now too wants to kill him. Crocus tells them that they are trespassing before pointing them towards the exit. Sanji and Zoro comment on why their door is in the sky before realizing the sky is painted on. Things start to get a little restless outside. This is when Sanji and Zoro notice the bottom of Crocus's island. Crocus says out loud so he's at it again. When they both quiz him about this, Crocus finally tells them that they are in the belly of Laboon, a whale that is currently bashing its head against the red line. They both think back to the scars they saw on its head. Outside, Ace and Sabo are shown panting from their fight with Laboon. Luffy would still make his way through the inner pathways of Laboon, but will not bump into Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday. Sanji and Zoro both agree they need to start rowing towards the exit. Crocus starts to make his way to give Laboon the serum to stop him from his rampage. Luffy comes crashing into the site. Immediately, all the present ASL pirates spot each other. Luffy is able to stretch onto the Merry. Crocus gives Laboon the serum while thinking to himself how pointless of a task Laboon is trying to achieve. Once Crocus returns, he explains to the present ASL pirates that Laboon is a whale from West Blue and that he is protecting it from those who are trying to do it harm. He will also go on to explain why he keeps bashing his head and bellowing, telling them of the Rumbar pirates and how they promise to come back for Laboon one day. So on the way to the exit, Sanji will comment on the pathways inside of Laboon. Crocus will tell them that he made it in order to aid him in the treatment of Laboon, revealing that he is a doctor and even used to be a doctor on a ship. This excites Luffy, who immediately asks him to join his crew. However, Crocus says no, that he is too old for that life now. Crocus lets them out of Laboon. Luffy screams, "Alright, they're out of there," which Ace and Sabo hear. Sabo asks, "Did you hear that?" Ace responds, "Yeah, and I think I can see the Merry too. Guess they all made it out." Sabo is relieved. "Oh, thank God, because I don't think this fight was going anywhere." A little skip forward and everybody is on shore. Sanji is catching up Ace and Sabo on what they found out from Crocus. When Luffy mentions how the Rumbar pirates are taking long to return, Sanji will mention they probably died. Crocus will tell them that he heard from a reliable source that they left the Grand Line via Calm Belt. He will also mention because of the route they took to leave the Grand Line, he doesn't know if they survived the trip or not, but knows they won't return due to the affairs of the Grand Line. Sabo will ask, "If you know all of this, why don't you tell Laboon?" To which Crocus will respond he has, but Laboon still has hope. He also explains to the ASL pirates that the day he told him the Rumbar pirates won't return is the day he started bellowing and bashing his head on the red line. With the whole crew now fully understanding the whole story, Sanji will ask one final question, wanting to know why Crocus stuck by the well all this time, telling Crocus that it is not his responsibility, to which Crocus will respond that as the time went by, he grew fond of Laboon. As Luffy makes his way to Merry to break off the mass, Ace stops him in the act, asking him what the heck does he think he's doing. Luffy will try to explain his reasoning, but Ace will call him stupid, telling him to think about the ship and that if he wasn't so weak, he would be able to use his own strength. This makes Luffy mad. He says he's not weak before charging off to Laboon. Luffy jumps up and hits Laboon with a Gum Gum Gatling. Laboon tanks the majority, but the last punch makes him give way. In return, Laboon headbutts Luffy, knocking him into the lighthouse. Luffy would then have a speech about how the fight they just had was a tie, that he's Laboon's new rival, and after he's done sailing the Grand Line, he will be back for a rematch. Laboon agrees to this with a bellow. Luffy paints the ASL pirate's Jolly Roger on Laboon's head and tells him it's a symbol of their promise and he wants to still see it there present when he returns. Sanji will go off to cook while Ace repairs the Merry's head. Sabo tries to map out their next route but realizes his compass is acting crazy, spinning out of control. He alerts the crew while they eat outside. Crocus overhears the convo and explains to them how to navigate the Grand Line and the special tool they'll need to assist them with this, the log post. So in the original story, Crocus gives the Straw Hat Pirates a log post for free due to their help with Laboon. I initially took this to mean due to their help with dealing with Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday. However, it could include Luffy making Laboon agree to stop headbutting the red line. So in the case of this what if, I think it's sufficient reason enough for Crocus to give the ASL pirates a log post for free. Reason this time will be for Luffy stopping the boom from headbutting the red line any further, and due to the hope Crocus saw within the crew. Like he does with the Straw Hats in the original story. He gives them a log post and they wait for it to record, and they find out that their next destination is Whiskey Peak. With the Merry repaired and ready to go, they say their goodbyes to Crocus and Laboon before sailing off on their first adventure on the Grand Line. As they leave, Crocus remarks on Luffy and that the ASO pirates might be the crew Roger has been waiting for. This is where I'm going to leave this part off, and now without further ado, the like goal.
Alrighty, so let's talk about the like goal. So I was thinking if we can get 10 likes within the first week, then I will have the next part out the week after that. Just so there's no confusion, I have the dates displayed on the screen. So yeah, let's see if we can hit this like goal.
Remember, always check the end cards for the next part, because depending on when you're watching this, it may already be out. Like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, but most importantly, take care, have a nice day.